Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at Puppeteer, which is a Node.js based headless browser. We're also going to be putting together a small script to automatically post new WordPress blog posts to your personal site and take screenshots along the way. Um, so Puppeteer is a headless browser. There's other examples of that, Selenium, Phantom.js, etc. But the main premise behind it is that um, you operate it with code and not with the usual graphical user interface. You can see all of the documentation on pptr.dev. Um, the main use cases you have is for testing, for automation, web scraping. Today we're going to be looking at a small example I've put together for automation. Um, cool, so let's jump into the code. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new project, make dir um, Puppeteer demo cd Puppeteer. Cool. I'm gonna npm init yes. Cool. And then I'm gonna open it up in Visual Studio and pop to the left, open up terminal, and it's happening again. Is it? I don't know. Let's just try and make it. So touch index.js. Okay. And then open this up. Okay, so the basic format is firstly to require it. Puppeteer equals require Puppeteer. Okay, let me just copy this and puppeteer.launch. Does that actually work? Puppeteer launch. Oh, this code could also work. That's interesting. Okay, let's try it like that. Node index.js. Nope. Cannot find module Puppeteer. Wonder why. That is the right way to install it, right? Looks like it. Cool. It has installed. Let's try that again. No, not you. Node index.js. It ran. Cool. So there's no code to create a screenshot. So that there's an example here that shows you how to take a screenshot. So you basically just do this. Await page dot screenshot. Give it a path to example.png. Okay, run that again. Oh, we should have example.png, and then we have google.com. Lovely, 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 lovely. Cool. So there we have some basic code. Just doing the very basics, taking a screenshot of google.com. So now we want to go over to our WordPress site. How about we log out of here? Can we do that? Cool. So yeah, first thing I want to get is let's set up some variables. Const URL equals this guy. I don't believe we need that query string appended to the end. Now let's try to replace this with our own site. Cool. So as you guessed it, we have our WordPress login page. Lovely. Yeah, so the next thing we want to do is fill out the login form. Now, I did mention, let me make this a bit bigger so everyone can see if it's possible to zoom in here. Yes, it is possible. Anything is possible. Although, right, that's maybe a little bit too small. This thing is killing me. Can I just remove this sidebar? Is there a way to do that? Let's see. No, no, no. I want to make it as big as possible for everyone to see. Cool. Okay, so the first thing we gotta do is get our login. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let's create a separate function. Function okay, it's gonna be async function. Call it login form. Okay, and we're going to give it the page object. And open that up. Cool. So what you can use to type into text boxes is page.type. Now it takes in the selector. So we're going to give it the ID of user underscore login. And then at the top, I'd like to make some more variables. Const user equals admin eek. And then const where's my password? So my password is this guy, which unfortunately I'm gonna have to destroy this account afterwards, just to make sure I don't get bombarded with random weird internet stuff. Okay, type a user. Cool. Yeah, while we're at it, let's duplicate that line. And we're gonna do the same for password. Not you. Use a pass. Okay, use a pass, and we're gonna pass it the string of password. So, let me just see. What we're gonna do is, actually, let's just do that, and we're gonna call it up before the screenshot. login form. I'm going to just return page here. We need to return the page object. Login form, so that's going to be await login form, pass a page, and then I'm going to call this before login because we want to see every step along the way. This is really good for debugging and just to show you guys what's happening. Cool, let's try that. Cool, so what has happened here? It seems to have put the password and the username in the wrong place. So a little trick I learned was when you're actually loading a page, you can pass it some variables, either to wait until the DOM content has loaded, or network is idle to 0, meaning there's no more network connections. Okay, and once again, you can find all of this stuff in the documentation. I just want to show you how this works quickly. Idle, yeah. Cool, and that solves our problem. So now, what's the next thing? Another close. So the next thing we want to do is we want to click on the login button. How are we going to find that guy? So we could look for the ID or some other options. Maybe we don't have an ID. Maybe it's not available, something like that. In which case, we can target other properties of this element. You can target name, class, input, type, pretty much anything. So I'm going to take await. Let's give it, let's call it login btn. Okay, so we have a variable called login button. Okay. Await page dot. We're going to call $, open brackets, and it's an input. Just like you would target any input, any DOM element. Name equals WP submit. Cool. So the name is this property that I took. Cool. Login button. Now we can use the click feature. Login button. Oh, no, actually, btn. Click. And then we're going to return the page. Okay, let's try that. So wait, I just want to move this screenshot command. We're going to do one screenshot before clicking, and then another at the point just after we logged in. Okay, so let's call it after login. Do that. Just delete this. Take it away. Come on, move to trash. Yes. Okay, so what do we have? Before login, that looks good. Um, After login, I don't know about that. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, so the other function we can use in order to wait for the page to load is await page dot wait for navigation. Okay, and that's just going to wait for you for the page. We just submitted a form. Now we're going to wait for the page to load. Then it's going to take a screenshot. Okay, before login, admin, after login. Cool, perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Here we have the WordPress dashboard. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We'll close these two up. Okay, so now we're just going to call this setup new instance and call login form fill. Let's do that there. Well, actually, we could do this inside of the function itself. Okay. We have login form after login. That makes sense. Oops. Okay. The next step, next thing we want to do, let me just log in, show you guys. Make this a bit larger. So we basically want to go to a new post page. There's two ways we could do that. We could find this button in the navigation and click on it. But since we already know the URL where we need to go, a quicker way would be to just go to this URL. And that's exactly the function that I'm going to use right now. So you know what, let me add some extra variables here. Const login URL equals this x paste, and then so we're just gonna have to update that. Login URL. Where is that? Oh, here we go. No. Login form. Okay. So we got URL plus login. Let's call this login page. Let's just do a quick test, see if that still runs. Cool. Looking good. Okay, yeah, so login page. We need another variable for new posts page. Can it be equal to this guy? No, not you. Copy new post. Everything from there. That should work. Great. Screenshot after login. Okay. So we're going to use the go to post page. Await page dot go to URL plus new post page. Then I'm going to pass it the same wait until, and we're going to give it network idle 0. Cool, cool. I'm going to call this new posts page. Okay, let's give that a shot. Now this takes a while, probably because my hosting is really slow, but it is free. New post page. Cool, there you have it. The only thing we have is this, welcome to the new wonderful world, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, that doesn't really matter. We can still work with that. I mean, we don't need to dismiss it. Unless we wanted to test that feature specifically. Okay. Now, we need a type inside of this text area component, right? So, we can use the same function that we used earlier, which is just the page.type function. And it's already got an ID of 0. There's a bunch of other properties you could target it with too. We're just going to use the ID. Await page.type, and we're going to give it hash. Cool. And then I just want to make a new variable called post title equals new post, and then so we can differentiate them, I'm going to use the JavaScript date object. Oh, not you. Damn it. JavaScript date object. Are you kidding me? Now. Date.now. Is that not how you? Oh, missing a plus. Of course. So we have new post title with a date timestamp on the end. And we're just going to pop that into thing. And then okay, great. So we're typing Now the next thing we need to do is we need to hit publish, right? So test, no. Cool. So here's our test post. New post. Okay, let's call it manual. Then we gotta click on publish. So that's this guy. And this button has a class of editor post publish toggle. So we're going to come back to this. We're just going to do await page dot click, and with click you can give it a selector you want it to click on, and then let's just do the same. Click, because that's not the only step. It's just the toggle button, and then you have to click publish again. This has a selector of editor publish button. Okay, yes, that's correct. Click that. Okay, and then after we do that, we want to take another screenshot. Let's call it post success. Cool. Let's run it. See if this works. So firstly, let's go through each line. We have before login, still working. After login, new post page, and then post success. So the way I know it worked is that I can see the loading icon here after clicking it, but also I can see the title, the, the timestamp that we put in. Cool. So I know that's working. And I can show you this by going to the index page. Here's our post. So this is the post that we just made. And we can take this one step further. By going to take a screenshot on this. So what you can also do is you are not limited to one page. Let's call it index page. Rather, let's call it page 2 equals await, and we call it browser dot new page. Okay, await page 2 dot go to index page, which we don't have that. Actually, we already specified that WP. So that would just be the main URL. Perfecto. New page, go to, what just happened? URL. Okay, and then we can just log the post title just to verify what we're seeing. Title is post title. Then we're going to close this. Yeah, let's run that again. Ooh, there's one thing that I forgot. That is to take another screenshot. I want a screenshot of the index page. So I'm going to go to this page and then index page, take a screenshot. Cool. One more time. You see we have our post title logging. Cool. So before login, we put our username and password. Then we use the click function to log in. After login, we get to the dashboard. Then we go to the new text page, the new post page by going to that specific URL. Then we are entering the post title, and of course you could add your post body too, as many as you want. And then we're clicking publish twice. The final step is to verify it. This is not the screenshot that I wanted. Where is it? Go to URL. Why is index page showing me that? Oh, wrong variable. Cool. So we've actually instantiated two separate pages, which is what I wanted. Try that again. And now we should see after login, index page. Cool. So this timestamp matches what we get in the console here. If we want to verify it further, we can see that the latest post is 078. Cool. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Yeah, this was my demo video on Puppeteer. Um, I really like the idea of automating tasks like this, especially sites that don't have API access. I know WordPress does, but a lot of sites don't. And there's a lot of repetitive things in the world that, maybe you need to log your hours, or maybe you need to send um, loads of repetitive forms, anything like that. Yeah. Um, So please like and subscribe to my video. I'll put the code in my GitHub repo and any other details in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.